Have you ever imagined living in a stone house, in the middle of a forest or on a cliff with a vast ocean view? These rustic homes aren't just aesthetically pleasing, they're built from natural stone, old wood, and the craftsmanship of skilled hands, each telling its own story. In this video, we'll take a journey around the world, exploring the most beautiful stone houses hidden in nature, yet still sturdy and captivating. From the snow-capped mountains of Switzerland, the green valleys of Scotland, to the quiet deserts of Morocco. Welcome to the DMK Green Living channel. On the edge of a fjord in western Norway stands a simple stone house. Behind it, steep cliffs tower high. In front of it, calm waters reflect perfect shadows. A red rowboat is tied quietly to the wooden dock, as if waiting for the next morning. There is no sound except for the gentle wind and the ripples on the water. Here, everything feels slow, peaceful, and whole. Hidden among the rugged cliffs of Arizona, this rustic stone house blends seamlessly into the desert landscape. The reddish stone walls are almost indistinguishable from the surrounding cliffs. Cacti and dry shrubs grow wild around it, while the golden hour light gently touches the stone surface. In such a quiet place, the silence feels beautiful, and nature is the only sound. In a quiet bend of the river, deep in the Carpathian Mountains, stands a small, simple stone house. Its roof is covered with old wood, a wooden fence frames the yard, and thin smoke rises slowly from the chimney. Surrounded by golden autumn trees and gently rolling hills, this place is like a hidden gem of Eastern Europe, quiet, warm, and timeless. Deep in the Canadian boreal forest, a rustic stone cabin stands in the silence of early spring. Piles of wood are neatly stacked against the walls. The snow is beginning to melt, leaving small puddles on the dark ground. Birds return to the branches, and the sounds of the forest slowly come back to life. In a place like this, the changing seasons are not just about the weather, but also about the mood. In a remote valley in the Himalayas stands a simple stone house, quiet, sturdy, and full of meaning. A yak rests at the door, firewood is neatly stacked, and thin smoke rises from the blackened chimney that has long since turned black. No sound of vehicles, no traces of modernity. Only thin air, towering mountains, and an indescribable sense of peace. This place feels sacred. In a green valley in the mountains of Bhutan stands a quiet, simple rustic stone house. On the porch, prayer wheels spin slowly, while water flows gently from a bamboo pipe into a small pond below. Surrounded by terraced rice fields and dense, quiet forests, this place is not just a home, but a sanctuary for the soul, peaceful, natural, and full of meaning. In a quiet fjord village in Greenland, there stands a simple stone cottage with a pale green grass roof. Its design is boxy and functional, yet it feels warm amidst the biting cold. An old wooden boat is tied to the shore, and an iceberg slowly drifts in the bay not far away. This place is cold, quiet, but for some reason it feels like home. In a remote coastal village in Ireland, a rustic stone cottage stands strong against the storm. Heavy rain drenches its slate roof, while waves crash against the cliffs just a few meters from the house. Behind the fogged-up windows, a warm orange light glows, offering a sense of safety amid nature's fury. This is the wild side of the Atlantic Ocean, but also a place where warmth endures. In the arid hills of Cappadocia, Turkey, a rustic stone cottage stands quietly, half carved directly into the warm, earth-colored soft rock. Its design is simple, with minimal wooden accents and an open view toward the valley. As dawn breaks, hot air balloons rise slowly into the orange sky. This is not merely a place of refuge, but a silent witness to history, nature, and the beauty of silence. Deep within the misty pine forests of Norway stands a rustic stone house with a moss-covered sloping roof and old wooden beams supporting its structure. Warm lights flicker from within, casting a faint glow in the midst of the enveloping silence. A damp dirt path, littered with fallen leaves, leads to a simple wooden door. Quiet, serene, and almost dreamlike, this is the cinematic forest atmosphere that touches the soul. In the wild highlands of Scotland, a rustic cottage stands sturdy, built from dark stones gathered from the fields. Its steep roof is made of slate, its wooden doors are thick, and two lanterns glow softly beneath heavy clouds. Beside it, a small river flows slowly past an old stone bridge that is beginning to crumble. The wind sweeps across the wild meadows around it, quiet, majestic, and filled with an indescribable longing. middle of the quiet Swiss snowfields stands a rustic stone cottage with a wooden balcony and exposed beams. Ice hangs from the roof, and thick snow covers every step leading up to the front door. Smoke rises slowly from the large chimney, while the golden light from inside the house spills out onto the snow outside. Here, winter feels warm, the perfect place to hide away and truly rest. In the remote mountains of Patagonia, a rustic stone house stands facing a deep, untouched green valley. Its walls are made of sharp natural stone, its windows are simple wooden frames, and its stone terrace opens onto a misty cliff. Grass grows nearby, while condors soar high in the silent sky. Nature here remains wild, raw, and untouched, a cinematic landscape that can only be fully appreciated in silence. Amidst golden wheat fields and blooming poppies stands an old stone cottage in the French countryside. The blue-paned windows are wide open, and a rocky path leads to a wooden bench under a large oak tree. The sky turns a soft red at dawn, casting a pastel light that touches every corner of the house. This is a perfect morning, peaceful, simple, and unhurried. In a mist-shrouded mountain village in Japan, an old stone house stands beautifully integrated with sliding wooden doors and a moss-covered tile roof. Cherry blossoms bloom nearby, their petals gently falling onto the quiet streets. Here, tradition and nature merge seamlessly, a place where time moves slowly and silence feels deeply meaningful. A harmony that needs no explanation, only to be felt. In the heart of Provence, an old rustic villa with ochre stone walls stands quietly among fields of lavender in full bloom. Wildflowers bloom all around, while old olive trees cast soft shadows on the ground. An old iron gate, overgrown with climbing roses, slowly opens to reveal a courtyard that feels like a summer painting. This is southern France at its most beautiful, fragrant, peaceful, and unforgettable. On the terraced rice fields of Bali, a stone house stands out, built from rough volcanic rock with warm hues. A simple wooden door faces a vast expanse of green, with morning mist still lingering in the air. In the distance, a volcano rises slowly behind the trees, while the sounds of nature gently echo from all around. A tropical village like this, it's not just a place to live, but a place to reconnect with life. Amidst the golden wheat fields of South Australia's outback stands a rustic stone house with a rusted tin roof and wide wooden barn doors. The sky stretches blue and cloudless, and the sun illuminates every inch of the land. Kangaroos leap slowly between the fields, their silhouettes dancing behind the swaying wheat. This is the pure rural life, simple, harsh, yet filled with light and space to breathe. On the banks of a glacial river in the heart of New Zealand stands a stone house with rough walls and natural wooden balconies facing the roaring blue current. The rushing water crashes against the rocks below, echoing the wild and majestic power of the southern mountains. A cold wind sweeps through the valley, carrying the scent of pine and wet stone. Here, silence and power walk side by side, a home in an untamed wilderness.